Alright, so these are systems of equations, and these are the ones that you're going to either just add or multiply add. These ones, this first one, I just add because when I add up like terms, the y's cancel. So that leaves me with 5x minus 3x is 2x, and then negative 5 plus 1 equals negative 4. Then solving for x, I get x equals negative 2. Now remember, these all, since there's an x and a y you're solving for, have two answers. So what I then do is plug the x in someplace. I'll plug it in right here, and that gives me 5 times 2 plus y equals negative 5. So that gives me 10 plus y equals negative 5, and if I, should be a negative 2 here, so that's times negative 2, so that's a negative 10. Now I add 10, and that gives me, that's a 10, come on. And that gives me y equals 5. And that is my answer. If I want to check my answer, what I'm going to do is plug it into both equations. So I'll show you how you test one equation. To test one, you would just plug it in here, so you get negative 3 times negative 2 minus y was 5. So that gives us, negative times negative is positive. 6 minus 5 equals 1. So since that works, that means it's the correct answer. If you're taking a test, I would definitely recommend checking all your answers. I'm not going to check all my answers for the rest because I've done them out previously and I know that I'm getting the right answer. Alright, so here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply the equations, or the top equation, so that something cancels. What I want to do is multiply the top equation by a negative 3. That way, when I distribute this out, I'm going to end up with a negative 3y, which when I add it to the positive 3y will cancel out. So this gives me a negative 12x minus 3y equals negative 3 times negative 8 is a positive 24. This one right here is the one people usually forget to multiply. You almost always will get these first two, but that third one is forgotten many times, so don't do that. And then we have 3x plus 3y equals 3. And then I'm just adding. So as I add and combine like terms, these cancel. This gives me negative 9x equals 24 plus 3 is 27. So if I divide both sides by negative 9, that gives me x equals negative 3. So that's my first answer. And to solve for y, I'm just going to plug negative 3 in right there. So that gives me a 4 times negative 3 is negative 12, plus y equals negative 8. Add 12, and that solves and gives me y equals 4. And if I were to plug in the x and y into either equation, so either here, here, or there and there, they would work out in both equations.